Good morning, lovely people. How are you doing today? I hope you are all well. I am. It's a lovely sunny morning. I think it's about to cloud over though. Actually, the clouds won't be too bad for something later on. But yeah, gosh, it's been such a busy time. Today I've got up and I was like, oh, just that kind of, not flat as such, but definitely lacking in energy. So I'm going to have a slightly quieter day today, a slower day. I've made a new list. I'm still going to try and be productive and get things done, but not what I had originally planned for today. That can wait until tomorrow or the day after, just when I've got a bit more energy. Yeah, it's been a busy time. So today, what's on the schedule for today? Well, first things first, we're going to pop out. I'll take you out with me. I need to go to the post office. I've got a shop order to put through into the post. Then a visit to my old allotment plot to collect a couple more bits from the shed. Really am now down to the nitty gritty. I've got a little list on my pin board of what's left for me to collect. And I think there's only 4 more trips needed. So I'm going to take the camera with me today because this, honestly, the state of my plot, not my plot anymore, it's my ex-plot. It's such a shame that the council are being so tardy about getting someone on because it's so overgrown already. It's so overgrown. And I mean, literally every week I'm getting text messages or, you know, if I'm bumping into an old plot buddy in the street, the same thing over and over again, people saying, please come back, Vivi, it's not the same without you. And I think people are quite, it seems that a lot of my plot neighbours are really quite distressed about the sight of the plot now from, you know, how it has been over the years. No, you're not tempting me back. I'm far too busy to be a gardener this year. Anyway, but I'll take you with me and show you. And then the other thing, ding, on the way. So today I was going to be doing a different video, which it requires a bit more energy. And one of the, how to phrase this, there might be a bit of an issue. Yeah, a bit of a problem with storage and all the things that I need to put into storage in order to have the flat looking at its best. Long story short, I'll get there. That bag of compost that I used to top up all my houseplants with, I mean, it's not big. It's, you know, it's that sort of size. I don't have anywhere to put it. I'm not putting a bag of compost into storage. I'm not paying for storage to house a bag of compost. That would be ridiculous. So I was thinking, well, I'm going to go to the plot. I'll take it back to the plot and just empty it on the plot. But then I thought, along the way, we've got, right, really close to me, I've got 1, 2 guerrilla gardens here, and then 1, 2 down towards the plot. There's like 4 or 5 little guerrilla gardens near me. So I thought, why don't I tip out that last bit of compost in one of the guerrilla gardens, give a bit of a top dressing to a guerrilla garden, why not? So I'll be taking that bag of compost with me this morning. So I think that will do us for now. Post office, compost to one of the guerrilla gardens, allotment to collect a couple more tools, get back, and then yeah, we can reconvene and see what energy is left to do a few more things today. And I think one of the things is I don't want to use up, there's very, very little energy left. I don't want to use it all up because, like I said, I've got another bigger job to come, which is, again, it's another job to do with the flat and staging the flat. So, shall we go out? It is clouding over. Shall we take a walk down to the plot? Come on. That'll do. One less thing to store. Let me just show you the other side. Hang on a tick. That's sweet, isn't it? A little splash of colour, and oh, there's some lavender coming on there. It's just a bit of a sort of a derelict back alley, but yeah, a few plants put in by locals to cheer the place up. Right, let's get down to the plot. Oh, this is a cheerful sight, isn't it? Yay! Well, here we are down at the allotments. Prepare to be appalled. Oh, it's such a sad sight. There's still that barrow on it. No idea whose that is. Not mine. Look at it. Oh dear. I was down a couple of days ago. Well, happiness was a plot. Yeah, I was down a couple of days ago and talking to one of my neighbours here, and she did mention she might trim my old grass paths. It looks like she's done that great, because I saw one of the committee members when I was out in the high street the other day, and we were talking about it, and I was saying how much it breaks my heart, and he was saying how everyone's commenting that, oh my goodness, they can't get their heads around seeing it like this. But he mentioned that another plot holder had donated a load of big black plastic sheets. Now, I don't like putting plastic on the garden because of ground feeding birds, insects, what have you. However, I think they may need to here, so I think probably what they need to do is trim down the weeds. Oh look, there's a stand of wheat. I'm growing wheat. Oh gosh, that was obviously from the straw bales. That's absolutely beautiful, perfect wheat. Maybe I should, if there's no one taken over, maybe I should harvest this later on for the stalks, for having a go at corn dolly making. Oh, and of course Rosie is here. It's funny, my neighbour was also saying that they never see Rosie anymore, and then I turn up and oh, there's Rosie. But yeah, that's a rather beautiful plant actually. Gorgeous, but that's not, well, I was going to say it's not what an allotment's for, is it? But it's a food crop. Who's to say it shouldn't be grown? So yeah, what a very, very sad sight. But if someone gets it soon, someone gets to take over this soon, it wouldn't take too long to whip it back into shape. Goodness me, I've never actually... Hello, lovely. Excuse me a second. Oh, that was very nice. That was one of my, not my immediate neighbours, the lasses next door, but it's the woman next door to them. And she's like, hi. And once again, the conversation of, Vivi, come back, please come back. People are so lovely. People are so sweet. Anyway, we were chatting and I don't know how we got onto it, but anyway, what I'm delighted about is I still had some of those quite big pebbles, that I've been using for plant labels for the years. I didn't take them all home, goodness me. And she's got a little teeny tiny wildlife pond, but was concerned that things getting in and out, and she was like, the robin was trying to have a drink the other day. So, solution, have a load of my river pebbles. So, yay. More things going to more homes. It never ends. But I'm delighted because that's for a wildlife project. Yay. Right, so I'm just I was going to try and do 2 things to take home today, but actually I'm going to be sensible, just one thing, one of my watering cans. So I'm done here. Yeah, let's get home and get on with the rest of today. I was going to say there's lots to do. There's always a lot to do, but I'm just in my mind, yeah, trying to keep it gentle today. I think, yeah. God, I'm about to do my erratic thinking out loud on camera. Nobody needs to be party to the way my brain works. Right, let's get home and get on. Ooh, wind's picking up. I thought just before we go, let me show you where my neighbour is. Yay, here we go, using the pebbles. Yay. Under here. So this is all pond under here. So I guess it looks like she's going to try and get some of this grass out and then the pebbles can go in. But I'm delighted for that. I'm delighted for another bit of my garden to be put to use elsewhere. And I can't think of anything lovelier than a bit of something for the wildlife. Yay! Just going to sit for a minute, as I often do before I leave the allotment. Sit here on lovely old Paddy's bench. The thing about seeing my plot in the state that it's in, and it's a shocker, isn't it? I think I did my last weeding, tidying session at the beginning of March. So March, April, May, we're into June, but 3.5 months later, and it looks like this. I was just chatting about this with that neighbour I said that had turned up, and she's saying, I can't believe what it looks like. I can't believe how quickly it's gone to ruin. I said, yeah, but what it makes you realise, and this is, if you're about to get your first allotment, let me tell you, just putting seeds in the ground isn't enough. There's so much work involved just in terms of weeding. When you see my plot now, it makes you realise just how much work I used to do on it to keep it looking spick and span and to give my plants the room they needed to grow and grow well. Anyway, yeah, it's not my problem anymore. Just because I'm on Paddy's bench right now, another thing is I had one of Paddy's old long-handled tools. After he died, it was given to me. It's a lovely thing, 3-pronged cultivator, but with this storage issue, I've had to have a bit of a rethink and really, really minimise what am I bringing home, what am I keeping, and I've decided to let go of Paddy's cultivator, 3-pronged cultivator. I'm going to give it to Gary. Gary knows. I'm going to get emotional because Paddy's plot was next door to Gary's. They were plot neighbours for years and years and years. So yeah, Gary's going to have it, and then, one day maybe Gary will give up his allotment and then he can hand it on to someone else. Oh gosh, that does make me feel a bit pricky. But yeah, Paddy's tool came to me, now it's going to go to Gary. It's staying on this site that Paddy loved so much and we all adored him. So I think that's fitting. I think it's fitting that it stays, and it solves a little bit of a practical issue for me at the same time. Right, now I'm just going to be quiet for a minute and then start heading home with one of my watering cans. I'd love to take 2 at once, but I can't. I've only got one free hand. See you back at the flat. Oh, that walk has done me up like a kipper. It's crazy to think, isn't it, how that walk used to be nothing and now it's like a little miniature Everest for me. Never mind, that's one of the reasons I gave the pot up. Right, but it does mean the job I was going to do next I'm going to wait a while for, because my next job is a standing up job. So I'll cover that in a second. Oh, in the post office, because I went and put that parcel into the post, one of my shop orders. And I'd noticed a couple of days ago when I last did some posting, the price had gone up, and I thought, oh, crikey. So I said, can I have a new price for this today? And she said, I gave you one a couple of weeks ago. I said, are you sure? And she said, yeah, I'm pretty sure. I mean, I trust her, but I don't remember. Crikey. Now, the last time they go up, it seems it goes up every year. And the last time, that walk back, it's really done my brain in as well. Last year, when the prices last went up, I haven't put my prices up on my online shop. I hate passing cost on. Also, it's a real faff for me to alter the pricing. It's in the sort of the back end of the shop that you don't see, and I have to do all these different boxes and formulas, and it's really complicated and annoying. But I think I'm going to have to go in and alter it, because otherwise there's a danger that if something goes slightly over the weight, I'm going to end up losing. I mean, I don't make any money on the postage. So yeah, I think that's a good sit down job though, because it's all on the computer and it will take a while. I will bear in mind though, what can happen after I've done that walk back from the plot. If I sit still for an hour, in an hour's time, I won't be able to get up at all. So even though I'm going to do a sit down job, I will, every sort of 5 minutes or so, I'll stand up. I'll keep these muscles and ligaments moving. I'm just not going to stand up for half an hour or an hour. So that's a good sit down job. I've got some sewing repairs to do, just clothing. I've got 3 little repairs to do. And it's just, it's just wear and tear on clothes. Our clothes experience wear and tear, don't they? And they're all things I've had for quite some time. I've got a vest and a t-shirt which I bought new. They're right next to my skin. And I've also got a cardigan, and the cardigan was bought second hand. It's in really lovely condition. It's just one of those simple little M&S cardies you often see me wear. And it's just where the collar, it's like that ribbed knitting comes up and over to trap. If this is the fabric of the back of the cardigan, it's knitted, and that collar seam, it comes up and over and sort of embeds that rough edge. It's just popped in one of the places, and it's one of those jobs. I didn't spot it when I put the cardi in the wash, but when I took it out and was hanging it up, I generally look at my clothes either before they go in the wash. It's better because the washing machine action can actually make a little tear worse, but always at least when they come out. Anyway, I noticed it, so that needs doing. It's about 1 centimetre. If I don't do it, as I'm wearing it and moving around, it'll get bigger, it'll go in the washing machine, it could get bigger in the washing machine, and before you know it, it gets beyond repair. So good, I'll get on with those sewing repairs. I mean, generally that's probably something I'll do this evening, because that's a personal thing to do. It's not really a part of my working day thing to do. But after I've done the postage thing with my online shop, will I get around to it today? I should do it. If I still need to continue to sit, I'll do my sewing then. What else? And I mentioned earlier about it's a sunny day, but it might cloud over, and that might help. I can see them, they're waiting over there to be done. I've got a little stack of items to go into my shop. There are 4 books and a couple of tins. One of the tins is gorgeous. It's a vintage tin with gorgeous bright yellow flowers on it. Lovely shape. It's gorgeous. So they all need photographing, and I need bright light to photograph. I try to photograph things in natural light. I have got a studio light, but I prefer natural light. And if it clouds over ever so slightly, it helps because it stops me from having really, where I photograph things in the window, if it's really bright sunlight, I end up with a really stark contrast with shadows. You get a really bleached out bright bit and then a dark bit, and it's rubbish. So if I get a little gentle cloud coming over, it just softens that light, diffuses it, so I get a nice even light on whatever I'm photographing. Thank you, nature, if you can do that for me later. I'm going to pre-order 2 fluffy gentle clouds. Good, they got my order. Right, so my standing up job. It's high time I made some balm. Now, I'm not going to show you me making it. You've seen that before. There's a whole video about it. But what I don't think I mentioned it last time. So I've got my sieve here ready with a little bit of muslin cloth in it. So that's my almond oil with the calendula petals. It's going to be a really good medicinal strong balm this time because they've been macerating for ages. It goes in here, it'll go over a jug to catch all the oil, and all the petals will be caught in here, but there'll still be a bit of oiliness to the petals, and that's why my string is out handy, because what I'll do then is I'll grab that muslin up, I'll try and squeeze out as much oil as I can, but whatever's left, I'll then just tie a piece of string around that, and then I'll hang that from my bath tap when I have my bath later, either today or tomorrow. And that lovely, now it will create a bit of a slick bath because it is a little bit oily, so be careful getting out. And in fact, what I'd say is if you ever have a bath and you put some oil in it, what I would do is stay in the bath while the bath empties. Oh, I like that for some reason. And have a cloth to hand to pop into the bottom of the bath to stand on to get out of the bath, just in case that's sort of oil slickness in the bottom. But yeah, that's what I'll do with the muslin full of petals. It will become a lovely little bath bag for me. Also, this time I've still got a little bit of beeswax that I'm going to use for myself for something that was from a friend's hives. But in here, this isn't flour. In here, you can see, this is my beeswax pellets I'll be using, and it's organic, and this is a triple filtered one, so I can't pick them up individually. So you see they come out really pale, almost white, because I've got other ideas as well of some things I want to do with them, not necessarily today, not even necessarily in the next couple of months. But what I want them for, I thought, yeah, I'd like it to be as white as possible. When I get round to doing that, I will show you what I'm up to. So that's going to be happening. And then what I'm quite excited about is I've bought a load of these tins. You can see it's empty. You saw one of these when I'd got that little makeup refill there, the powder refill just comes loose in a little paper sachet, so it's gone into one of these. So these are 15 gram, 15 ml pots, and it's exactly the same as, you see that, this one from Neil's Yard. This was lovely. It's, I don't use it much because when I'm at home indoors, I use my own balm all the time, but this one I keep in my little satchel bag. So if I'm ever out, to be honest, I don't, sorry, putting it on camera, that's a bit gross, sorry. I don't use lip balm very much at all. I use my balm for other stuff. But anyway, now what I'm quite excited about is I am looking into selling. There's all sorts of paperwork and hoops to jump through, so that's something I'm going to research for myself. Look, I'm going to get these made, whatever, and obviously Richard needs a new one. I've got family and friends who were all asking for it as well, but I am hoping to sell some if I can jump through all that paperwork and all those hoops that one needs to. So I did a little bit of looking up of prices. My God, I was shocked. Okay, so bear in mind, when was the last time I bought balm? I don't know, eons ago. And this was a gift, so I don't know. Neal's Yard, 15 milligram tin like this, £7.50. Oh, I mean, it's good stuff. I love Neal's Yard stuff. The quality is beautiful. Sorry, gross. So, and it's organic. So mine today is going to be organic as well. Oh no, the almond oil isn't. The petals are, the coconut oil is, the beeswax, it's going to be 50-50, it's going to be 50% organic. Anyway, £7.50. I looked around at a few others and it seems the cheapest one I saw was £4.50, but they generally look to be £5.50, £6.50 in that region. And I think I can do mine for £3.50, and that covers my costs of all the ingredients and materials and a tiny little bit for my time. So fingers crossed, everybody, that I can meet all the requirements it takes to be allowed to sell these. They'll be in my shop. But if I'm not allowed to sell them, I'm thinking of, it's like, can I find a loophole? I'm thinking of something else as well. So like in the past, I'm not allowed to sell seeds. I'm not certified to sell seeds. And even though I'm completely organic and my garden has always been organic, so that's 15 years of being organic, the ground is organic, how I grow my plants is organic. The seed itself starts as organic seed and then it's my seed saved over the years. So it's completely organic, but I can't say that I'm giving you or selling organic seed because my garden was not certified organic. And I think certification costs something like £20,000 or something, which is why these companies struggle to get their certification. Anyway, I might be out of, maybe it's £200. No, I think it's 20,000. It's in the thousands. So I couldn't call them organic seeds, can't sell them anyway, but I did put them in my shop, and what I did was I sold beautiful handcrafted packets. So you're buying the packet, not the contents. Got around it that way. So I'm hoping, yeah, I've got do I have high hopes? Yeah, let's start with high hopes. I've got high hopes I can sell them. And if I can't sell them, there's going to be something else I do with them. And I'll certainly update you on that as and when that does or doesn't happen, as it were. That all sounds a bit contradictory, doesn't it? So yeah, what else is on the list today? Stock, balm, repairing my bag. I've got a bag to repair. I don't know if I can be bothered to do. I've got a bit of Richard's CBA, can't be asked, syndrome. I will get things done today. It will be a productive day, no matter what. It just might take 12 hours to do everything instead of, say, 6, just because of having to sit down quite a few times. Anyway, lovelies, I think that's enough for today. What we're doing next? Oh, I've got that big job to do. I'm not sure what we'll be doing next together, but whatever I'm up to, I'll bring you along, keep you up to date with everything that's happening or not happening. Sometimes it's about updating when nothing has happened, isn't it? I think I need a lie down. Never mind a sit down. Please, lovelies, look after yourselves, have fun, whatever you're up to, and, have productive days. Be productive, especially Monday to Friday. Do what you want Saturday and Sunday, but Monday to Friday, be productive. Keep yourself afloat. Keep looking after yourself. You get the gist. Until the next one, cheerio.